Hello everybody and welcome to another lab day. I've got my trusty lab assistant Josiah here. Are you ready to do some science work?
Yeah.
Okay, so today what we want to do is talking about fluid dynamics again. Right, what we're going to do is what's called the wind turbine lab. So we have here our very own wind turbine. All right, so normally in school we divide up into groups, and what we do is each group would get a wind turbine, and the goal is we're going to try to see how much power you can create. Should we compete? See who can have the most efficient wind turbine. So the way the wind turbine works is just like the real ones that you would see out on maybe the top of a mountain or something like that here in Pennsylvania. The wind comes, it blows on the wind turbine right here on the blades, and obviously that spins the wind turbine. Right? But then what happens is, in the back or in the base of the wind turbines, they have a generator there that takes that mechanical energy that's spinning, Josiah, and it turns it into electricity, so then we can power our lights and computers and video games. You like video games? Some of the power comes from wind turbines. So the way this works in the lab setting is, instead of real wind, we have a fan, right? And so we turn the fan on, and then what happens is, well, the fan turns the wind turbine. So that's kind of our model of what's going to happen today and everything for it. Now, the wind turbines come with kind of like these wooden preset blades right here. What we want to do is we're going to design our own blades that we're going to tape onto these, and we'll see how we can make our wind turbine works better. Because as you can see, when we turn it on, it does work, but it doesn't work very well. I mean, it spins, but it doesn't spin very fast, does it? So what we're going to do is, you'll get a box, and I'll get an old box, right? And then what we can do is for each, we can cut them up and we can make our own blades. And then, Josiah, what we can do is we can test and see who has the better one. Because what I've got here is, I've got a multimeter right here, right? And what we can do with the multimeter is I can put the little probes in the back of the wind turbine right here. And then the multimeter is going to tell us how much voltage it's actually making, right? So right now it's making 0.6 for us, 0.6 volts, and so we can see like whose is the better one. Do you think you can beat me? Oh no, I think I can beat you. All right, so that's what we're going to do is we'll see who can have the most volts when we're making these. Right, so let me see if I can beat Josiah here. Oops. And normally in class what we do is then I'd give you the class after kind of that little intro right there, and you'd have time to, for your class to make your own blades. What I usually suggest, same thing for you, I think you're already doing this, Josiah, is you make one, here we go, rip my box apart. You make one wind turbine blade, right, and then you just trace it to make the other ones. So let's see here, let me get a piece of cardboard. You've got your cardboard. I've got a ruler. Do you need a ruler? Let's see here. Don't cheat! Are you trying to cheat? Is yours cool? It's not as cool as mine. Do you have your first blade ready?
Yeah.
I'm going with the shark method. So then what I do, you've got your blade. Okay, so then you put it on a piece of cardboard and we have to trace two more of them. Like this. And then I'll do it one more time. One cool thing about this lab, and the reason why we do this lab towards the very end of, right at the very end of physics right here, is because the next thing that we'll cover, we'll get into next week, is going to be a little bit of life science slash environmental science type things. And so this kind of goes nicely with environmental science, you know, as kind of being a way to, you know, save the environment from not burning fossil fuels like coal and oil and things like that. If we can use renewable energy, kind of like this guy right here, wind energy, well then all the better for the planet, right? So that's one reason that we'll do this lab towards the very end of physics, is just that this way it's kind of like a lead-in, it's kind of a lead-in between physics and then environmental science that we'll start next week. Is this your second one?
Third.
Oh, third one. Okay, so we're almost ready to do the test. Let's see who's is best. What do you think?
Mine.
No way. Mine is like shark, but here this is like 3 sharks coming at you. What we'll do is we'll take some tape and we'll tape these guys on.
Oops, I just made 4.
All the better if you have 4 of them. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Me?
Actually, me.
You want to go first? Okay. What we'll do is you just tape them on. So which blade? So we'll put your blades on. Do you want to put them on or?
Wait, oh, it's not mine? No, that's not mine.
That's not yours?
No.
All right, well, which one do you want then?
Because those on the ends like that? Oh.
Or where do you want them? You can put them however you want. You want it way out on the end? Remember the fan's only this big.
Sure.
So I would put 2 pieces of tape on each one. Just to try to hold it on really good. Like that. More. Alright, so you got them on there. You ready to see how well it's going to do? Alright, we'll turn on our fan and then we'll put it to the maximum pitch angle.
That's sad.
Oh wait, hold on here. Turn it up to 3. And then the little probes go in here. How much voltage do you have?
9.
9.9 volts, so it's definitely an improvement over not having any, not having your blades on there, right? So you definitely improved and everything. Normally when we do this at school, we actually use a bigger fan, so we can get going faster. Oh, I lost my shark blades. 1, 2, wait. It's tight back here. Okay, so what do you think? Am I going to beat you?
Nah.
Oh, of course I am. So you had how many?
I had...
You had like 2, right?
What do you mean 2?
You had 2 volts?
Yeah.
That's
No,
it,
I had 9.
Are you sure you had 9?
I had 9, yeah.
Okay, let's see here. If I put my crazy shark blades on. Okay, and we get the same pitch. Alright, so we have the shark blades. Let's turn it up to 3. Oh yeah, look at that action right there. So let's see if we put the probes in.
Oh, it's 0.
It's 0. Look at that. We've got a...
See, it's 0.
It goes all the way up to 1 whole volt. Yes. I beat you by like 0.1 volt. It does kind of fluctuate around, but that's because I'm wiggling my hands. Normally in class I have a little 1.1 volts. Yes. Oh yes. You hung on there pretty good. I've done this a lot of years. Now normally in class we have bigger fans, like I said, so you get a little bit more power. And it's fun because we'll have a whole bunch of different classes, so you can kind of compete and see whose class is best and everything. And also there's a better setup than just this and everything, so it's a little bit easier to use. Right, but that's the Wind Turbine Lab. Make sure you take the quiz after you watch this, so you get all the points for today.